Yo, what's up everybody? TylaDubya here, and today I'm here to teach you the throat bass. Now I'm here. TylaDubya Beatbox channel. Alright, so for this video guys, I'm going to start off and talk about some precautions when doing the sound, because the sound can be harmful when learning it. Then I'm going to go into the steps that you guys need to do, or that you can do, that can help you get the sound down. And 3, I'm going to go into some variations that you guys can do to make the sound a little more unique and different. Alright, so for some precautions when learning the sound guys, throat bass has the potential to cause damage to your vocal cords, and that is because you're putting a lot of stress on these vocal cords that you don't normally do with your normal speaking voice. So the number one thing is, if when learning the sound your throat begins to hurt, stop. Do not push your throat any further after it begins to hurt, because that is when damage will occur. Even after doing throat bass for years, my throat still hurts after doing it for an extended period of time, and you have to stop, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to recover as quickly, and you're going to cause damage potentially. So along with just stopping when it begins to hurt, there are a couple other things you can do to help maintain your throat, and it's just a good thing to know as a beatboxer, because your throat is your instrument and you gotta keep it in good shape. Now the first thing really is just to drink a lot of water. Water is a beatboxer's best friend. You know, dry mouth is not a good thing. You know, having a dry throat is even worse in terms of trying to do basses and such. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water. When I do shows and performances, I go through bottles on bottles on bottles just to make sure I can get through the performance well. Now for the second one, I'm going to recommend you guys drink a lot of tea. Tea is a really good thing for the throat. Herbal tea, green tea, really anything you want. So it's a good thing to relax your throat and help recovery. Number 3, honey. Honey is just another great thing that beatboxers should all be using, should all be eating. Just eat a spoonful of honey after beatboxing or using your throat, and it just helps a ton, guys. Alright, so these precautions are here to keep you guys safe, to keep your throat in shape and not damaged, because throat bass has the potential to damage your vocal cords because you are putting a lot of stress on it. I guess I should say that this is a very tough sound to explain, so if I fail to explain it adequately enough for you to get it, please comment below and I will help you guys out and try to explain further. So I went ahead and checked out a couple different throat bass tutorials that were already out there before filming this, and I saw a lot of common themes throughout it in terms of identifying where your throat is going to be vibrating. Now, it was kind of the way I was already going to go about teaching it. It was the way that I learned in the first place, so let's get into those. Alright, so now the first step to learning throat bass is going to be identifying where your throat is going to be vibrating, where your vocal cords are going to be vibrating, and where you guys need to focus on the sound. Now, one of the first ways you can go about finding this is just by coughing. Now, if you're coughing, like a deep cough, I'm not talking about a little pansy cough, I'm talking about a deep cough, like when you do that, you'll feel your vocal cords vibrate. And so that, in a sense, is basically where you want to identify and try to push the sound. Now, if you're unable to identify where your throat is going to be vibrating through coughing, another way to do it, and I've seen this in a lot of other throat bass tutorials, is to sigh. You know, that classic common sigh where you're like, oh man, something just went wrong, like, if you do that, you'll feel your throat vibrate, hopefully. And so if you guys are able to identify and get that throat vibration, that's step 1. Now step 2, this follows after you are able to identify where your throat is vibrating. Now whatever method you did it in, whether you were sighing or whether you were coughing, take that, identify it, and hold that out longer. So if you're sighing, be like, you know, you have that initial, but if you sigh and you hold it out longer, like, or if you're coughing, go, try to hold out that vibration longer. So one thing I don't think I mentioned so far is you need to make sure your vocal cords are relaxed and loose. If they're tight, you're not going to be able to accomplish the same sound. So as we progress forward, make sure that you're maintaining that and you're focusing on that. So after you guys have 1, found the point of vibration, and 2, have been able to extend that vibration out longer, what we're going to do next is we're basically just going to focus on that vibration. So cut out the sigh, cut out the cough that you were doing, and just focus on the vibration. So if you were sighing, it would sound a little bit like, and you would really just cut out that heavy breathing that you were doing and just focus on that point of vibration and keep that vibration going. Now, the same concept applies to coughing. So if you found the vibration through coughing, it would be a little more like, and you again cut back on that heavy breathing. So once you guys have really focused on that point of vibration where you guys can accomplish a throat bass, you really can go anywhere with it. Throat bass is such a versatile sound, and you can do any variations with it, you know, with mouth shape, tongue positioning, you know, pitch. You can do so much with this, guys. So now I'm going to step into a couple very simple variations you can do with this, just to give you guys some ideas and some concepts before you go off and create your own variations. Now the first variation I'm going to kind of teach is going to be tongue bass and throat bass, and it's going to sound a little bit like... Now for this sound, you need to know both throat bass, which you guys have just learned, and then you need to know tongue bass, which I have a tutorial for right here. So guys, if you guys don't know tongue bass yet, go check out the tutorial and then come back to this video. Now this really is just going to be comboing your throat bass and maintaining that bass tone in the background and putting tongue bass on top of that. So in order to do the tongue bass with that, you're going to be breathing out a little more. So you're going to be like... and combo those two together, and you're gonna be like... Now another variation is really just gonna be saying the word do and doing the bass at the same time, and it sounds a little bit like do 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 do. And so for this, again, you're really just gonna be saying do 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 while doing throat bass. So do 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 do. Now, doing throat bass and saying dodo is a very simple variation. You guys can really do any other words, vowels, mouth positionings with the throat bass to accomplish different things. Now, the next variation is just going to be doing your throat bass with your mouth closed. Now, when doing this sound, if you're beatboxing on mic, make sure you take into account that it's coming through your nose and not through your mouth. So make sure you're paying attention to mic technique on that one. So for this sound, you're really just doing your throat bass and keeping your mouth shut and projecting it out through your nose. So you're going to be like do 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 do. Now I know you guys are probably looking for vibration bass as a variation, but that is going to be my next tutorial that I put up, so look forward to that. Now those are just some very simple variations you guys can do with throat bass, but again, make sure you experiment and push new things. Now one more thing that you guys probably should pay attention to is pitch. And you can vary your pitch by going down and up in your throat. The lower you try to focus your vocal cords in the throat, the lower tones you're going to get. And the higher you go, you're going to get the higher tones. So just to show you what I mean, depending on pitch variation, I'm going to kind of show you, I'm going to point to my throat where I'm focusing my vocal cords and my vibrations. And it's going to sound like... Alright, so that's about all I got for this tutorial, guys. I hope this tutorial helped you guys learn throat bass. If it did not, please comment below and ask me questions. I will answer them to the best of my abilities to help you guys get the sound. You know, like this video, share this video, comment on it, subscribe to my channel if you're not already because I upload all the time. And most of all, guys, have a good day.
We all go down together. Down.